As someone who played this game back in 2002 to 2007, I'm often referred to as a Yugi-BOOMER, and for those of you that don't know, back in those days, Chaos Control was the premier deck that dominated from when IOC was released and introduced the Black Luster Soldier and the Chaos Emperor Dragon. Well, we have a Chaos Emperor Dragon in the new Duel Trial event, but it's not the one from back in the day. It's a new and improved one. Well, I mean, they technically had to errata my old boy Envoy of the End because he was just too good, I guess. Regardless though, we're going to be taking a look at Chaos Control, or Chaos Angel apparently as it's called in this event, in the Duel Trial for the Rage of Chaos pack. We, of course, you already know, went on a 3-0 win streak with this deck, and we're going to be taking a look at those matches right now. So this Chaos Angel deck is actually pretty good for this event, I think, because not only is it fairly simple to understand, it's also very powerful for the event. Now, I do think that the Pendulum Dracoslayer deck is probably the better deck, especially when you go first, but it requires so much setup and so much time, so unless you are very familiar with the deck already, it's not really going to be that effective to use. In this video, you're going to see some of the easy combo lines that you're going to be able to go for, because a lot of these monsters are supposed to synergize with each other. However, the deck isn't so overpowered because it does lock you into synchros, like light and dark synchros, so you lose a lot of the utility when you try to extend with these cards. Your main goal with this deck is going to be trying to set up the Chaos Ruler, and if possible, get the level 1 tuner that can allow you to extend into the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. We do draw it in the DD Sprite. It's kind of a luck thing, right, if you can end up getting this, but if you do end up getting it and you set up this turn 1, this deck is very good turn 1. Turn 2, I think this deck is even stronger though, as long as you don't go into the full power Dracoslayer board, which again, unless somebody really knows what they're doing with that deck, is very unlikely. It's very time consuming to set up, and you have to know your line perfectly. So in this setup here, you can see like this is almost unbreakable, well, at least in terms of monster effects, because I've synchro summoned the Chaos Angel with both light and dark, which means the synchro monsters are unaffected by monster effects, activated monster effects, so that protects the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss and the Chaos Angel from any monster effects. The opponent does reveal the Vaylantz deck, though, which I believe can deal with this board because it's spell and trap removal, not monster removal. So we save the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss to negate the field spell so you don't get the double setup, and then are able to extend from there. We're not worried about any of the Vaylantz monster effects because they literally can't do anything with the Chaos Angel. And you do play 2 Chaos Angel in this deck, so don't feel like, you know, if you bring one out to the field turn 1, you're wasting the effect of, you know, on summon, you get to banish a card. You don't necessarily need that because, again, this event is very limited. You don't need the full power of Chaos Angel. It's literally one of the best cards in the game, but in a limited event, it's just even more powerful, and there's very little that can actually out this in the event, so don't worry about wasting it turn 1. In this match, like I said, there's not much the opponent can do. They actually, I think this is a way that they can out the Chaos Angel, but they opt not to do it. It doesn't even matter, because if you out the Chaos Angel for Underworld Goddess, you still have no way to deal with the Archfiend Abyss, even if you go into Underworld Goddess, and I just bring out another Chaos Angel anyway. So the opponent had no out no matter what, even if they did the right play and outed the Chaos Angel. So it's pretty much GG's. Yeah, all my monsters are protected from battle, even the tokens, because we use Dark for this. So I guess the saving grace, if they did do the correct play, would be that they could have taken out the token as well, but it doesn't matter. So now we're going to go back into the Chaos Ruler that we just returned with the Chaos Beast, and then we're going to excavate 5, and you know, it's already game over. Like, we're going to end up Allure of Darknessing into a Chaos Dragon Levineer, which is absolutely insane. Go ahead and pop both the back row because, you know, this is non-targeting, so you don't want to end up trying to pop the Goddess here. Goddess is going to attempt to try to negate the summon from the graveyard. We're going to Hot Red Archfiend that and negate it, and now we can just, yeah, like, just win the game, I guess, because this card, which isn't very good, is going to out the Underworld Goddess, and then we have a clear board and easy dub with all of the Chaos monsters. What a throwback to back in the day. Was actually hoping to go second with this deck, but I just won the coin toss, so I'm like, alright, I guess I'll go first. If you play the mirror match and your opponent puts up a Chaos Angel, the only ways that you have to out it with this deck, I believe, is the Lightning Vortex and the Raigeki in the deck. So if you end up milling those cards, I think you're kind of screwed. Again, haven't played the event long enough to really run into that situation, but yeah, that is a consideration. Now, my opening hand isn't the greatest, so I kind of screwed myself. I don't know if there was a better play I could have maybe done, but we just end with a Chaos Beast recycling our Chaos Witch and leaving the Core of Chaos banished. So the opponent could potentially OTK me here. This is why I said the Chaos deck is pretty good going second. They waste their Raigeki here in my opinion, and I'm like, that's fine. I guess they don't really have that much extension. They are going to be able to use the Chaos Mirage Dragon though to reborn the Core of Chaos. They go into Chaos Archfiend for 4,500 damage and then just pass. They probably should have made a Chaos Angel here, but again, it's inconsequential because I already have the Lightning Storm, which we're still going to use anyway. So just imagine they did it and we just outed their board regardless. They are going to be able to, oh, maybe this is why they did that. So they were saving it for, yeah, if I was able to, I think that's a smarter play, right? If this does get destroyed or outed somehow, they get a free Chaos Angel off of it. So actually this might have been the better play from them to save it. Which makes sense. Okay, that's interesting. However, because this card was not synchro summoned, you don't get either of the effects. So this card is completely vulnerable. So what you're going to see me do here is use the Chaos Beast effect to bring itself back and then recur one of the cards that we banished to summon it in the DD Sprite. We're going to go ahead and go into the Chaos Ruler. I hope this card gets unbanned in TCG. That would be dope, but probably not. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and excavate 5 and take any light or dark. We grab the Chaos Mirage Dragon, which is going to be able to summon back the Chaos Witch for another Synchro 8 play, which is absolutely crazy. So we're going to go into our own Chaos Archfiend, which is going to get buffed up to 4,500 attack. And because we use the Chaos Mirage Dragon, we're going to be able to out the opposing Chaos Angel. We were going to pop off even harder, but the opponent ends up scooping, so we don't get to do that. Alright, in this matchup here, we once again open the Lightning Vortex. So if we are facing the mirror match, we're feeling okay. We start off with the Chaos Space, pitching the Core of Chaos to grab the Black Dragon, and then we're going to go ahead and summon that by banishing the Core of Chaos so that we can use Chaos Space to draw 1 before we Allure of Darkness here. So this gives us the Chaos Dragon, and what I like to do if I have this in my opening hand or, excavate into it off the Chaos Ruler is try to banish the 3 darks to get the shuffle 1 card from the opponent's hand. You might argue like it's not really worth it, and it probably isn't because there's not much in terms of disruption that you have, but it's one of the ways that you can, if you go first, really slow down your opponent, I guess, one of the only ways in this event. So sure enough, yeah, we always go for the Chaos Ruler first. That's the goal with this deck. We search for the White Dragon first before excavating, and we're probably going to grab, oh, okay, we grab Chaos Mirage Dragon. I thought we would grab Bigfoot there, but nope, it makes sense because we want to banish Bigfoot so we can recur it back with the Chaos Dragon next turn and just beat the board down. Now again, this deck is kind of balanced because we can't go into the Xyz plays that we normally would, like the Zombie Vampire or anything else like Link Monsters, because we are Synchro Locked, Light and Dark Synchro Locked. So we have to just end with big bodies on board. The opponent reveals that they are on the Dracoslayer deck. So this deck can break boards going second because again, there's limited interruption that you can put up. If you face this deck with this with the Chaos deck, you obviously aim to put up Heart Red Archfiend Abyss whenever you can, because that card can negate the Electromite, which is normally what you want to do. But in this instance, obviously we can't do that. So the opponent is limited with what they can do based on their hand, thankfully. They do get the Masterpiece, but they can't bring it to field, and they just end unable to out the big bodies on the board because they can't go into their like Ignis or Prominence or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and banish the Chaos Space to return the Toon Chaos. The Chaos Creator. It's from the Toon Chaos set in the TCG. We're going to normal summon the Chaos Mirage Dragon, and we're going to bring back Bigfoot. The opponent also activated the Majesty Pegasus to protect their cards from destruction, I believe, and targeting or something like that. Doesn't matter though, because we're just going to beat over everything, especially with the Chaos Archfiend going up to 4,500 attack. It's going to be able to attack every monster the opponent has here. So we just put the White Dragon on the field, and then we're just going to easily go for game here. 3,300 damage with the Chaos Archfiend, attack directly for game with the Chaos Ruler, and that is an easy GG. You see how easy it is to spam the board with these Chaos monsters. The Synchro Chaos is very strong, and that is the event very quickly done with the Chaos Angel Loner deck.